All right, so this is Salem Hills. This is in Inver Grove Heights. I call it my local one. I think it's only about 5 miles. It's quite short. Probably the shortest one we do. But Janet likes it. There's places for her to go, and it's really easy if I want to do this before I go to work. There's 3 sections. This is the A section, and it has been blocked off down here, so we'll see what I got this. Looks oh, that's new. A bunch of dirt here. This one is really, really great. I'm trying to think if there's nothing. Oh, lost me. Oh, there's nothing that you have to do here. That's really difficult. You can just do the flow. I don't think there's any drops or anything you have to do. I don't think there's a single drop you have to do. And then it's kind of a jump track, 2 little jump tracks. And it's really great in the winter, as long as somebody like me does the hard work on the first day. I don't think they groom it, or they really just wait for the fat tire bikes to do it. And plus, a lot of people walk their dogs and stuff. So in the winter, of course, using only a fat bike, it's pretty cool. It's actually a really good workout. I would say that this is probably only going to be about probably 400 calories. I really like my workouts to be 600 calories, and that's just because riding to work and back is 600 calories, and so I like to. That's kind of my benchmark. Plus 600 calories is 2 fun snacks. So this has really been cleared out. They got rid of all of the invasive species stuff. Can't I ever remember the name of that? But the undergrowth is really coming back now. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, none of this was just like bare dirt. Last time I went through here, or I guess grass. Section A is a great warm-up lap, and it loops right back to itself. Just do it many times. Like B is broken up by C. So you do like half of B, then you do all of C, and then you do the second half of B. Loops back to almost exactly the same point. And of course, I'm in my 1 gear, hard in the front, and I think 3 or 4 in the back. Let's see if I can look. Looks like it's 4 in the back. And looks like I need to tilt forward a little bit. Let's try that when I get to somewhere where I can go with the handlebars. Not here, apparently. Just a whoa, that's too much. There, I think that's good. All right. And we just saw where B loops back in. He loops back in there, and then, yeah, so you do this little part twice, regardless, because this is still considered part of A. So they're not totally independent sections of the path. And then here, oh, that's very complicated. I'm just going to do that again so you can see it. Whoa, that didn't want to turn. Oh, low speed crash. I just want to do that again. Oh, something's wrong with the bike. Whoa, what the heck happened? There. Is that better? Yep. Okay. So that's funny. So you're going to end here. Tilt this up just a tad. You're going to end here. And I'm just walking it so you can see. This is a walking path. So you don't want that. Right at this thing, when you're done, you want to go left because it says parking there. Just tilt it a little bit back. And what you want to do to get to B is continue on right. Just don't crash like I did. Holy crap, I can't believe how loose my back wheel was. There's no way. I mean, really, I just sort of set my bike down. It's all just happened there. And my entire rear wheel just came out of its brackets. That's kind of scary. Well, anyways, back to it. So this is B. I love how B starts. It's quite high speed. A little rocky. Makes me nervous there that I'll spin out. Now, I'm pretty sure you could blast this corner, but I think it's safe just to be sure. Then a little rocky. So go down. And just down, 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 down. And this part of B is fun because it's just kind of very flow. And then there's this fun little bridge down here. I suppose if you wanted to, you could hammer this little drop right here. I used to get air on that, but you have to immediately turn. And this, and if it's ever muddy, this is where it gets muddy. It's kind of like the pines section, I guess. We'll call it the pines. I don't know if this track has different names for the different sections. On my last video, I just used the kilometer marks because I can just, I have the Fitbit data, so I can just figure out where every kilometer mark is. And that's good enough, I suppose. I suppose if I commented, well, I can always look at my watch and see what kilometer we're at. It's hard to take your hands off the handlebar to look at your watch, though. I don't have a bike computer on this bike. I just use my watch, but you can't take your hands off the handlebars. And that's super useful while you're riding. Let's see if I can look right now. Couldn't quite see. Not enough time. I think I was at over 1. It's a cool little feature you can skip. Getting on is straightforward. It's very low. It's a good test of, if you want to call it a skinny. So I like that a lot, actually. Bring myself a little better here. Let go of the handlebars at the wrong time. People go right there and burn that out, and I don't understand. I really don't understand why people do shortcuts on single tracks. Shortcuts on single tracks are just kind of weird to me. It seems like we're out here to do exercise, enjoy nature, and the single track is the one place we have decided to leave a path. And we're like, oh, I see a shortcut. I can save 10 feet and wreck some more grass. So I think that's weird. Okay, so this is the hardest part, I think, coming up. Steepest hill. Oh, shit. Forgot about one gear. All right, I said one gear, so we're going to do one gear. So I know I can do this. It's this next part. Here we go. Come on. There we go. One gear. Made it. If I can do that, I'm pretty sure I can do the rest. Oh, there's one other spot that's going to be hard. There's a switchback towards the end. I think it's just hard because it's towards the end. There, we just got on C. If you go straight back there, you continue with B. So you can skip C. You just have to make a choice right there. And C continues to climb up here. It was really fun, Chloe. Right ahead of us, you used to be able to walk. I don't know why that stopped. Worried that my camera stopped. Camera did stop. All right, we'll get it going again. Urgh. So at 10:39, camera back on. That is frustrating. Oh, we'll see what I can do with that. This has a little tiny pump track. So if you go up here, there's 5 of these. The first 4 together, and then this one, I suppose, if you really, really pump there, you can get some height off that one. Frustrated about the camera. Oh well. So what you get for $10, Facebook Marketplace. If you like the enclosure, stable on the bike. Well, kind of stable on the bike. I think it uses the same mounts the GoPro uses, so if I wanted different mounts, I could get it on GoPro or GoPro. Here's another steep section. Short, steep. There we go. And then you can see some houses to our left. Alright, so the Casey Kasem clues that we have today. My wife and I would like to listen to Casey Kasem rebroadcasts that are played on a local radio station on Saturday mornings. It's the top 40 from some week in the 80s. It's always from the 80s. And so this morning we only have 2 clues so far. It didn't take us very long to drive here. First clue is Maniac by Michael Sembello. The second clue is Don't Let It End by Styx. Here's my reasoning. Flashdance, I could swear, came out in 82, and that's what the Maniac song is from. And I'm pretty sure Don't Let It End is off the Paradise album, not the Roboto album of Styx, because it's kind of a sad song, and that whole Paradise album is just sad that the Paradise Theater closed. So, I don't know. Mr. Roboto was 81 or 82. I was living in Germany at the time. My dad was in the army. So this came out after that. Maybe 83. I have visions of the Flashdance. I guess now we call them trailers. And in Germany, I don't know if I would have seen those trailers. So, anyways, that's your clue. You can look it up, of course. It's not that hard, but the fun part is trying to figure out what you know. So this is a little cathedral. I love this section. You can go really fast. This turn at the end, dicey in winter. And I would say that I'm a little under-geared to go as fast as I wanted to right there. Well, that's the way it goes. I'm in 1 gear. Alright, so then we climb up what I think is the furthest north? Well, we get to the furthest north. Or sorry, south. Furthest away from the parking lot. That's what we're climbing up to now. And then we climb up to a house that was being built the first time I was here. It doesn't look like it's a brand new house anymore. I've been here for a number of years. When I started doing this. It was before the pandemic. I'm guessing 2016 or 17 maybe? Oh yeah, the undergrowth is taller everywhere. Keep getting whipped. Here's the interesting thing though, no spider webs today. So somebody's been through here. I think them. Whoa, deer. There's one, there's two. I saw a whitetail. It was hopping. That's up on the flowy section. But you have to do this hard right hand turn down because it's not burned super well. I don't think you could take that full speed. I'm not going to try. I'm just trying to be helpful to other crazy people. And then this nice and flowy. I love just how tree covered it is. But I think it might all be invasive species. Buckthorn. I think a lot of this is buckthorn. Skinny trunks, tiny leaves. Yeah, if they clear out all this buckthorn, it's just going to be a meadow. One of the times I've crashed here was right up here, off camber section. It's like 5 feet long, right about here. So off camber and slippery in the winter. Crashed. So now, a little slow to get us to the jump track. It's a fun little section that goes through the woods again. It was 3 jump tracks. One I used to do, but now I just can't carry enough speed. Which I scratched there. And then, wait, there's only 2. I'm trying to remember. One's down there. Yeah, I guess there's only 2. The big one is fun. You don't have to carry speed, but the problem with the first one is it ends the very, very, very steep climb out. I'll stop and show you. Caution, advance, skills spur. So turn right there. Go over this mound right there. And then that mound, and that mound, and that mound. And that's all fine. Then you turn left. And you've got this double jump that you can just roll. But if you don't carry enough speed, it is really hard to get up this hill. Oh man, it doesn't look as impressive from here. Well, I don't trust myself, and I hate running out of speed going up tiny little hills. And then this is a fun little forest section. Let me see if buckthorn's going to ruin this. Looks like they went through here getting the buckthorn out. These look like quote-unquote real trees. My kids and I used to try to get them to, make sure their arguments were sound and just had fun conversations. They said, "Oh, Dad, it's buckthorn, we have to get rid of it." We learned in school, you got to get rid of buckthorn. And I just wanted to know what they learned. I said, "Oh, well, what's wrong with it?" They said, "Oh, it's invasive." I said, "Okay, well, what does it do?" It was funny because, it just had this negative label. It's invasive. We got to get rid of it. It just doesn't belong. And then there's the stuff that does matter, like it crowds out the other species. But I used to say, I was like, well, what do we want trees for? We want it for shade? Check. We want it for feels like forest? Check. We want it for wood if we ever wanted to have a fire. Sure burns. And we would talk about like construction and stuff. There's no way that you'd ever use buckthorn in construction. It just never gets sticky enough. So now, of course, I always do that. Yeah, I get the groans and the eye rolls, the groans and eye rolls. This part can get tough. It's very sandy when you're climbing like a crazy person. But I should be able to do it in one gear. And then you turn around, and then you get to the other jump track. That one I can roll. Go left to skip the jump track. These are all totally rollable. I mean, I know it's not as fun, but just say it. You don't have to kill yourself. None of these feel like you really have to work to get the speed you need. This is a nice berm to cut you out of that. And then I like to say that there's 5 left-hand uphill turns. 1. Still going up. This is a right-hand turn, but it's considered part of the previous hill. And you do get there. Here's 2. 2 used to have a little mound, a little jump or something, like right here. I've never had any speed here. Little bunny. Here this is really sandy, slow, but flat, and then it climbs. Here's turn number 3, left turn number 3. There used to be a little jump hill here. I guess I had a little speed there. So we're still on C, basically making our way back to B. Making our way back to B. Here's number 4. Also has a little jump afterwards. And then here's number 5. And obviously when I first counted these, I wasn't in as good a shape, and so it killed me. And then we go back into these woods here. I'm trying to see if it's buckthorn. It looks like it's buckthorn. It looks birchy. Yeah, it looks birchy to me. Berms for these turns. Let me slow down here. Right there is where B can cut in. So, just gonna lift up the camera. Over there, moving from left to right, is how we climbed. And if you skip C altogether, you would just come right here. And there was a sign telling you to turn right. Nice little berm for a left turn. Then we've got a couple of things that I don't always do. There's a little bump on the left there. This next one is way better to go left. It looks off camber, it is off camber, but down below is also off camber, right next to the trees. I slid out there once. All right, so we're coming up to the switchback. That's going to be hard in this gear, but I can do it. Still mad about camera. Stop. It's called that to crash. Right, it wasn't a crash. We just laying the bike down. And the wheel came out. Okay, fine, crash. Oh, there you turn left. To the right is not a bike path, that's a hiking path. You just keep going. And then, the scariest part of the whole trail in the winter is up this hill to the right, up over there, because you'll see it's off camber. All right, this is the switchback that I usually use much easier gear on, but I got it today. All right, fat tire, old guy, 1 gear, working out. So from here, we've got a switchback, we've got a little mound, we've got a bridge, we've got a rutted right turn, left turn, I guess. Oh, that's before the bridge. And then we have a big rock, and then we're basically back. Last switchback. Mark. Oh, but I started this one at 10 after, so should be fine. For some reason, at the 25-minute mark, the camera is supposed to start a new file. And last time it, but since I only started this at 10 minutes, so that 10 minutes, and I'll be done in 10 minutes. Oh, there's a little bridge. Should have done it. Little chipmunk. Or gopher, probably. Oh, so this has been changed. People are doing shortcuts again. I don't understand that. So this rock up ahead, I've actually climbed that before. I don't know how in the world I did that. One time I came here, and people were going down that rock and making videos of it. It's fine, but it's the wrong way. Okay. So now we're cruising in to catch back up with A. This is the end of B. Another shortcut for some reason. And we've ridden this before. Practice my tracks. So I used to be able to climb out of here. I definitely won't be able to in this gear. But I've been walking it lately because it's one of those things where you get stuck halfway up and nowhere to put your foot. Right on this one. If you get stuck halfway up on this, you fall. I hate it. But I will try to do the rest of it in this gear. Let's see if I can do it. Let's back a little bit. Okay. I would normally do this in my easiest gear because this is not bad. What's in front of us, right at the end, about a 4-foot section, super steep. One gear. Fat tire, old guy, one gear. Here we go. Okay. Here it comes. Oh, it's not that bad. I got this. There we go. Wow, cars in the parking lot. Somebody's in the garden. And we're back to the car. And